Hello, today I'm going to be talking about the state of Bangladeshi Hindus after Sheikh Hasina's uh, reign. Hello, welcome to Global Nationalism. I, I am a global nationalist. I support nationalism in my country, India, and in all countries around the globe. Today I'm going to be talking about uh, the situation in Bangladesh with respect to the Bangladeshi Hindus. This is what I'll be looking at this from a nationalist perspective, uh, with respect to by Bengali and Bangladeshi nationalism. And what has happened is that Sheikh Hasina left the government on August 5th of this year, 2024. This was due to protests and a mass movement by students of Bangladesh. This was mainly in the month of July. It was called the July Revolution, where they protested against her and her policies, and to the extent that they uh, forced her to leave not just the government but the country as well. And now she's in India. I don't want to talk about the politics of Bangladesh. I simply want to talk about what has happened after because she left, because there have been reports that there has been violence against Bangladeshi Hindus and by Bangladeshi Muslims. And however, there are other people who claim that these reports of attacks against Bangladeshi Hindus are fake news and that there is no communal violence in Bangladesh. And I want to examine the situation and kind of find out what the truth is between both perspectives. And I want to make a disclaimer that I am not a citizen of Bangladesh. I do not live in Bangladesh and I don't have any connection to what is happening there. I am simply observing from an outsider's perspective. And I don't want to offend anybody's religious sentiments. And with that out of the way, let's get started. Talk about Hinduism in Bangladesh itself. Hinduism is the second largest religion in Bangladesh, which is according to the 2022 census of Bangladesh. Approximately 13.1 million people responded that they were Hindus, constituting 7.95% out of the total population of 165.15 million people. Hinduism closely resembles the forms and customs of Hinduism practiced in the neighboring Indian state of West Bengal. The majority of Hindus in Bangladesh are Bengali Hindus. Or Devi is usually venerated as Durga or Kali, is widely revered, often alongside her consort Shiva. Bangladeshi Hinduism, ritual bathing, vows, and pilgrimages to sacred rivers, mountains, and shrines are common practices. Durga Puja, held in September to October, is the most important festival of Bangladeshi Hindus, and it is widely celebrated amongst Bangladeshi Hindus. These are the demographics of Bangladeshi Hindus. In 1901, Hindus constituted 33% of the population of what is now Bangladesh. In 1941, about 28% of the population were Hindus. Their proportion declined to 22% in 1951 after the partition of India in 1947 as Hindus migrated from East Bengal to India. In 1965, India and Pakistan went to war. And remember, at this time, Bangladesh was part of Pakistan. It was called East Pakistan at that time. At the outbreak of the 1965 India Pakistan War, the Defense of Pakistan Ordinance and later the Enemy Custody and Registration Order 2 labeled Hindus as the enemy and expropriated their property. Since 1971, the Hindu percentage has continued to decline, forming 8.5% of the population as of 2011. And this has been attributed to outward migration and the fertility rate of Hindus remaining consistently lower than Muslims 2.1 versus 2.3 as of 2014. The Bangladesh genocide of 1971 also disproportionately targeted Hindus. And so we can see that there has been violence against Hindus in Bangladesh, that and that they're all, but however, their percentage as their population has declined, but this doesn't show the full story because the numbers as a whole have not declined. So Bangladesh got freedom in 1971, and for the census of 1974, they had 9 million people, then 10 million, and it grew until 13 million in 2022. So we can see that their numbers have not shrunk. And so there's no great genocidal campaign where all Bangladeshi Hindus are being killed. That hasn't happened in Bangladesh's history. And now let me talk about the 2024 Bangladesh anti-Hindu violence. Following the resignation of Sheikh Hasina on August 5th, 2024, alleged attacks began on some of the homes, businesses, and places of worship of the Hindu community in Bangladesh. The Hindu Buddhist Christian Unity Council reported that from August 4th to August 20th, a total of 2,010 incidents, including 69 temples of attacks on minorities, took place across the country within this 16-day period. Among the incidents, homes of 157 families were attacked, looted, vandalized, and set on fire, while some of their businesses were also attacked, looted, and vandalized. According to investigation conducted by Protom Alo, which is a daily newspaper in Bangladesh, correspondence across 64 districts and 67 upazilas between, I don't know what upazilas are. If someone is from Bangladesh, please inform me what that word means. Between 5th to 20th August 2024, 1,068 attacks on the minority community occurred in 49 districts. Majority of the attacks were in the division of Khulna, where at least 295 homes and businesses belonging to minority communities were destroyed. There were 219 structures damaged in Rangpur, 183 in Mymensingh, 155 in Rajshahi, 79 in Dhaka, 68 in Barishal, 45 in Chattogram, and 25 in Sylhet. Some areas experiencing severe destruction, while others sustained less significant harm. Two members of the Hindu community were killed in the violence, and a total of 912 attacks were documented. Of these, in at least 506 cases, the victims were affiliated with Awami League. So, this 506 cases, uh, the victims being affiliated with Awami League, and according to Potrom Alo, 1,068 attacks. This means that about half of the attacks were motivated by politics, not religion. And it's interesting to note that Potrom Alo's number of attacks is less than the Hindu Buddhist Christian Unity Council, which says 2010 incidents were there. So there different organizations are coming up with different numbers. And an investigation published on 30th October by Netra News, another newspaper, investigative and public interest journalism platform in Bangladesh, found that none of the murders uh, bore clear signs of religions or communal motives. Instead, a mix of political retribution, mob violence, and criminal homicides was behind the incidents involving the seven deaths. Additionally, some cases, the Unity Council's assertions were undercut by the very news reports they cited and by their own grassroots officials. So, according to Netra News, Unity Council's assertions of 2010 attacks and incidents and uh, hundreds of houses being destroyed. Some of them were based on false news reports. So we should not blindly believe what the Unity Council is saying, and that not and that some of the violence was just based on political and other issues. It was incidental that they were Hindus. They weren't killed or attacked because they were Hindus. And then later they reported, the same Bangladesh police, 35 untoward incidents related to Durga Puja in Bangladesh since October 1st. And 17 persons have been arrested and about a dozen cases registered. Like I've said, that Durga Puja is the biggest festival in for Bangladeshi Hindus. So them being attacked shows that these people who did attack them were motivated by religion, and also this can be seen by attacks on puja mandaps and vandalism of temples. So while some of the violence was political, some of it was also religious and communal in nature. And it's important to know that there have been a lot of fake news about this. Straight up disinformation. In fact, Gobinda Pramanik, former president of the Bangladesh National Hindu Grand Alliance, criticized the Indian media, suggesting that they inaccurately portrayed the situation. He was expelled from the organization, and on August 7th, the general secretary of the same organization, Dr. Mrityunjoy Kumar Roy, stated that Pramanik's statement to the media was false. So either one of these men are lying. It's I don't know who. You're free to believe who you want. And a lot of the fake news has come from India-based social media accounts, where they circulated several misleading videos and images about attacks on Bangladeshi Hindus, which were subsequently debunked by several fact-checking organizations. Also, politicians spread fake news, like the LOP, West Bengal Legislative Assembly, and BJP leader Suvendu Adhikari. Several Indian media channels falsely claimed that more than 10 million Bangladeshi Hindus were heading towards India to seek refuge. This was false news, and why? Uh, and India's government has criticized and the Bangladeshi government, telling them to promote peace and communal harmony. Now, it's possible that through the media, the Indian government is trying to it look like Bangladesh is committing mass genocidal violence against Bangladeshi Hindus, although the government itself has not said that. And the reason why uh, India might be against the government is because they want to destabilize, according to analysts Farid Erikzabakt and Siddharth Vardarajan. India intends to destabilize Bangladesh through this disinformation campaign due to their disappointment of losing a valuable ally like Sheikh Hasina, and that they view the new government in the country harboring anti Indian sentiments. So we can see that while there is violence against Bangladeshi Hindus, and that many of them have lost their homes and businesses, and that is true, there's also fake news being spread a lot in Indian social media and Indian national media, and that it's not like Bangladesh is committing a Nazi like genocide against Hindus. That's not true. That's not what's happening. But there are isolated incidents of violence. And in a recent visit by India's one diplomat, a bureaucratic diplomat of India to Bangladesh, After that, the Bangladesh government did confirm that there have been more than 80 instances of communal violence against Hindus, but they've confirmed that there have been arrests in the majority of these cases. And so, while there is communal violence, it is not genocidal, and that is totally fake news being spread by some people on social media, and it should not be said. And that I think that the media has to be more neutral in its reporting and more accurate. And but most importantly, I hope that peace comes in Bangladesh. I think how nationalism can help is by Bangladeshi people remembering that they are all Bangladeshi citizens, that they're part of the same country, and that they need to work together. They have a common identity as Bengalis who wanted freedom from Pakistan. They together, the protests against Sheikh Hasina were by both Hindus and Muslims, and they want a democratic government. And yeah, I think that by focusing on what unites Bangladeshis rather than what divides, they can succeed and be a peaceful country. And I hope they do. I hope that this violence ends as soon as possible and peace can return to Bangladesh. And yeah, that's all I wanted to say. Please share your thoughts in the comment section. If you want to see other videos about nationalism in South Asia, click here. If you want to see my previous video, click here. If you want to see the sources I use for this video, click the links in the description below. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.